What's up, guys? Okay, so we were building oil pressure. That's oil pressure right there. The highlighted one. So we're just cranking it to build pressure. We had already like taken off a part of the oil pump and injected oil in there with a hand pump to like, so that we're not dry cranking it. And then after we did that, we started cranking it. It took a couple tries, but then we started to create oil pressure. And then I just check at the turbo also to make sure there's oil in that line. There is, spilled everywhere, so I've been cleaning it up, but now we're gonna connect the injectors back up and connect the the plug wires back up, and then we'll just start it. So it'll be the first. I'm actually gonna crank it like 10 more times to pump oil through the turbo and everything. See, now we're at like 60, 70, 90, 100. We got to 126 PSI of oil pressure, just cranking. So that's always good. Okay, so oil should have gone through everywhere. I think it did. Now I'm just gonna connect injectors back and plug wires back up, and then we will go start it. First start of the year. It's always scary, but let's see how it goes. You guys will get to be there for it. Should be cool. Sometimes there's a little bit of hiccups, but usually not so much. It's just the same thing over and over for me each year with 2J and a Supra, and you kind of get the little details down, and then you're able to not miss anything. Right now the hardest thing was creating oil pressure, and then I had double checked all the systems so far. We didn't have any fuel leaks. The coolant is not bled. I'm just gonna start it without coolant for a couple times here, because I have a feeling I need to take out something on the radiator side. So these are hard to get to. Everything's connected. And then now let me show you the back here. So we're gonna have to change these coilovers out to the new ones, but it's really hard to get to that bolt, so I just hand tightened this on last night on this, but I'll take that back out to get to that last nut and bolt there. And then that will help me. I'm just gonna start it, let it run for a couple seconds, then turn it off, double check everything. But after that, we can take the back stuff out and then put coolant in and then do the final bleeding. Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's gonna happen. That's a weird noise though. Gotta check if it's a belt or a pump. It sounds like alternator belt, and that's loose. Dang it. Okay, gotta loosen this and this. Pull that a little tighter. Don't want it to be slipping and screeching. To be honest, that's a little loose too. So when I know this is a short run of a belt, so it's almost like there's no set rule of thumb for it, and there's no tensioner pulley. It's just like one pulley and one pulley. But rule of thumb is usually if you can twist it, let's see, yeah, 90 degree like that. That's just about. So this one's just about right. This one's easy to go over 90, so I need to tighten that one. So let me tighten it, then I'll turn the camera back on and we'll restart it again. Okay, so tighten that belt. I'm gonna restart it, and we're gonna see what we get here. Yeah, it's gone. About 2 seconds, when I verify that it'll idle on its own, I'll go out there. It's just not gonna idle on its own when it's this cold and you just started it sitting on the, that hurts. Okay, so restart it. Keep my foot in it, and I'll show you how much TPS I have to do, like 1 or 2%. I'll show you. So if I fully take my foot off, it'll die. So if I can get a little bit of temp in here, it'll idle. It just has some big cams and it doesn't like to idle that great when it's cold. So since there's no coolant, I'm only going to run it a little bit longer here, then I'm shut it down. Okay, shut her down. Too hot now. But everything's good to go. We're working. Got a lot of fingerprints cooking off of this area, and we did spill a little oil on the super core center section of the 9174 here. I don't know if you guys did a first start before, but it's gonna smoke like that regardless on any areas that are having a lot of heat in it that you just had your hands all over because there's oil on your hands, or like spilled oil. Not like I spilled a lot of oil, but just like any buildup is gonna cook off like that. So that's pretty good news, I would say. What do you guys think? Yeah, good news. Everything seems to be working. So now I gotta get those coils and swap them out. So next thing on the list is swap coils front and back as fast as I can. Lead brakes, set my gear shift indicator on the Samsonis. See how right now it was registering 1, but I'm in neutral right now. So this is not working right because the little sensor in the trans had broke last year, so now put a new one in there. We got to recalibrate it. All right, I'm gonna start working on a couple things, but we'll show you guys once we're closer to driving it. All right. Okay, so those brakes, the Wilwoods are off. R1 is on that side. The stance coils are off. Both back ones are off, and then we're working on the fronts right now. Hold on a second. Okay. So these are stance here. Pretty nice setup, these XR3s. They're being replaced by these Reinhardt R3, which is Reinhardt is a new brand that is very similar to Stance, but it's gonna be their higher end line, I guess, and it's gonna be mostly like the Euro market for BMW, Audi, stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in a really nice three-way coil for your setup, look into these Reinhardts. Toge Factory will be selling them. That's where I get mine from. These are sponsored for this season, so we're switching from Stance to Reinhardt. Very similar. We still have the custom valving in there for my weight of the car and the spring rate that I run, so it's gonna feel very similar to last year, if not exactly the same, but they're just a fresh set and it's a new name, so it's branded differently. So check it out and go look this up when you're ready to buy a set of amazing coilovers that have all the range of adjustability. So right now we're opening them up. They didn't come with springs, so I ordered more springs, but in the time crunch that we're in, I'm just gonna pull the springs off of the existing rear and fronts and then put them in these guys. The spring isn't gonna really wear out or anything. They're gonna be fine. So we'll do that right now and then we'll start installing them. I gotta adjust all the collars and everything so I get, I get the exact same ride height that I was at. And then set them to the same settings. All right, that's where we're at. And Richard's pulling off that front one. It's kind of hard to get off because a lot of stuff to unbolt there, and then we actually have to take the upper A-arm through bolt out, this one here, and then lean that back so it's like a two-person process, and then we pull the coil out. A little bit difficult.
It'll be a fun time.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so it's the next day, it's Thursday now. So MB called and the powder coating is done, ready. It's ceramic coating. They did it in 1 day turnaround because I know we need to get done for FD. So we're gonna run back over there and pick it up. Check out Ben's car. Got the new Mercedes V8 bi-turbo.
You think he'll trade me?
He might trade you. Super nice. He let me drive it. It was cool. It's pretty fast. It's like 500 or something like that horsepower, but it'd be a good daily. And the brakes are crazy sensitive. Like you tap it, you're alright, so we're gonna run over to MB. We'll show you when we grab everything, then come back here and work on the car again. So we're back at MB to get the parts, car parts. There's Pat. Oh, he's flipping us off. That's good. Yeah, that's good, right? Yeah.
There's my number one.
Yay! What's up, Pat?
Not too much.
So he made it happen in 1 day.
I didn't get the copper in it.
I don't think we care.
I didn't think you'd give a rest.
This is the outer,
Yeah, I got it done.
Alright. Thank you, Pat.
Alrighty.
We love you guys. See you later.
Dan's the only guy I know with a mullet.
Well, there's other people with mullets.
If
Go
I
out
could-
this way.
Hey, if I could grow one, I would.
Oh. Thanks, Bree. Thanks, Pat.
You're welcome. See ya.
They made it happen. So now we're gonna put it on the Supra, finish bleeding the brakes, finish. What else did we have to do? Coilovers. Renee's doing stuff over there. And you guys went with us to MB powder coating. We got the dump tubes and the exhaust back. I'll climb under the car and show you the exhaust. We already installed it. And then we put PTB lava exhaust wrap on these. Richard wrapped those and tie wrapped them with safety wire. And then under here is the exhaust. It was last year's exhaust, but we just had it re-ceramic coated, and MB went out of their way and did it in a one-day turnaround again, which was really cool. Thank you, MB. Thank you, Dave. You guys are the best. And Pat. And now we'll start the car again for you with everything installed, but first I'm gonna bleed the coolant system, and then we're gonna connect all the brake lines and all the fittings, and then we'll bleed the brakes. Okay, running. We're waiting for this to get to 80 Celsius before the fan kicks on. Everything is working good, there's no leaks, so we're pretty happy. That doesn't sounds like a misfire for a second. Fan did not kick on, so gotta check that. Not sure why that would happen. And sounded like a little hiccup after I revved it up, so gotta see what's going on with that. Sounded really smooth and I revved it, and then it was like kind of inconsistent after that. Hey man, quit breaking doors.
Yes, sir.
So we are bleeding the brakes now, and we have that guy up there because that usually wraps around the back. I'll show you when we put it back on, but it mounts back here and has this long brake line going out of the way. So you ready?
Sure.
So open it. Close.
Close.
We're bleeding stuff up here. Open. Okay, so we bled the clutch, bled hydro, bled foot brakes, and now we are done. We could technically go drive the car if
But it's got no wheels on it, man.
we had all the stuff ready, but I don't think we're gonna do that right now. So putting the cap back on this guy. Joe's making mounts for the new Reinhardt external reservoirs. Ooh, and he painted them gray. Yeah. Battleship. Maybe. Similar to Battleship. Hopefully he spray painted that black powder coat gray, and then it'll look great with a mix.
That up.
Hey, let's follow Renee, see what she's doing. I think she might be mad at me. Sometimes she gets mad at me.
Scared me.
Maybe she's not mad, she's just scared. Alright, so we made a lot of progress today on some customer cars, and then this Supra, some other stuff, starts and runs. We have one issue to figure out, I don't know what it is yet. We checked a bunch of random stuff. No, that was Ricky Ricardo Rodriguez, the third. He's drinking AutoZone brake clean.
Dude,
Dang it.
My eyeballs. I got past my safety goggles.
Safety goggles. Ah, he got it in his eyes. No, no.
I remember my first money.
Look at these Reinhardts. Boom.
That was marginally painful.
Boom. It's too chromium.
Size.
Yeah, if you were wondering what size that was, that's one of those square pretzels. So it gives you the exact sizing. But it doesn't want to focus on that. Maybe it's, oh, there we go. There.
Probably the salt.
Yeah, it was the salt on the pretzel that didn't want to focus. No, it was that wire that messed up everything. Dang it, wire. So I don't see how this camera can see so well. I can't even see looking in this wheel well. So we connected all the brake lines back. Oh, now that the car's up, we could look more at the exhaust. Nice and flat black. Yeah. Well, so I guess there's a couple things left to do, and then Renee has to wrap the entire car. And then, yeah, we have like the finishing details on all the body pieces we gotta put back. Like hood pins, the hood pins that go on the trunk, and the hood pins that go on the roof because the roof's removable. So stuff like that we can't even put on until after Renee has wrapped it, so we're kind of waiting for that. And then I had to figure out why it has like a misfire after I rev it, and it's something to do with like cam loses sync or something like that. And then it's like goes to a 5.5 cylinder, where I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. It's like there, and then it's not there, and then it's there. So probably something to do with either an injector, coil, or cam and crank sensor. So tomorrow we work on that.